Future Dana here. We're trying to reach 10,000 subscribers, and you can help us out by sharing the channel and clicking the subscribe button. And when we reach 10,000, we're going to do a giveaway. So if you want to know what that's about, help us out. Hi, Dana here. Welcome to Monogram Create. I'm glad you joined us today. And I'm sorry we've missed a couple of uploads the last several weeks. We've just had a lot going on behind the scenes here. Hopefully we're back on track with our regular schedule. In today's project, we're doing something simple. We're making a monogram keychain. They make great gifts for all ages, and they're really simple to do and only take a few supplies. So let's get started. For today's project, the monogram keychain, you're going to need the following supplies. You're going to need 2 pieces of fabric, and I started with 5-inch squares just to make sure that I had enough really to do it twice if I wanted to. But you just need enough fabric to cover your the size of your letter, and then a little bit of a seam allowance because we're going to stitch and then trim it. So you need 2 pieces of fabric, one for the front, one for the back, and then a piece of batting. Or you could use felt if that's what you have. You just don't want to wash it if you use felt. And then you're going to need a small piece of ribbon, and then I put at the top of mine just a regular circle keychain. Now, when I found my letters, what I did is I went into Word, or some kind of word processing program will work, and I found a font that I liked, and I made it, I don't know what size font this is in the computer program, but you just kind of play with it. You want kind of a chunky font, and then what I do is I print out the whole alphabet because I do a lot of stuff with monogramming and that kind of stuff. So I would print out the whole alphabet, and I print it in gray, light gray, so that I can very easily see the front side and the back side. Now letter D, that is not really, too much of a problem knowing which side, but it also helps me when I'm putting it on my fabric as just a reminder, and light gray doesn't use as much ink. And then I keep mine in a small envelope with all my letters together. But if you want to just do a couple, you could just print the letters you need, and then you can kind of print them out and see what size that is. And it's going to be just slightly larger than whatever this prints out, because it's not going to be smaller because we're going to put our seam allowance on the outside. So you're going to need your letter, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to trace that letter, and we're going to trace it on the front side of our fabric. So you're just going to take your pencil, and you want to, again, you don't want it too close to the edge because we're going to stitch on the line that I draw and then trim it down. So I'm going to put it here. And if you had a directional fabric, you just want to make sure that you put it to where the fabric is going the right way. This is kind of a non-directional fabric. Yeah, I can see that. And then I also want to be sure that if my letter has any kind of interior space, that I trace that also. So now I can see, I know it's kind of hard on the camera, but I can see it. And I don't want this pencil line too dark because, like I say, you are going to be able to see it. I'm going to stitch right on top of it. Then to layer, you start with your backing fabric. And I think I want my stripe to go this way. So my backing fabric, then my batting, and then my top layer. And I am going to put just a few clips on that to hold all those layers together, so when I go to the machine it doesn't shift on me. So when we go to the machine, we're just going to stitch around all those lines, and when we get to the top, I am going to remind myself, we're going to put this ribbon in here in between the top layer and the batting, because I want that to be closer to the front, kind of there at the top, and I'm going to clip that. And that ribbon is about 2.5 inches long, 2 to 2.5 inches, and I've just folded it. So let's go to the machine. Now to stitch this, we're going to stitch right on that line that we drew. And I'm going to start kind of down here at the bottom on the outside edge of my D. And I want to make sure that my needle is right on that line when I stitch. And I'm just going to go all the way around the outside edge and then come back and do this inside. I'm going to stitch and back stitch just a little bit to lock that in place. And then when I get to the top here where my ribbon is, I just want to double check and make sure. See, I don't think I got it down far enough. Make sure that it is below my stitching line. And I am going to stitch across it and back stitch just to secure it. And you'll see more of that when we trim this away. And I'm going to back stitch at that beginning point. Now I'm going to do this internal part of my D, and again I'm going to start kind of down here at the bottom and just go all the way around. And before I go back to the mat, I just want to make sure that I got this ribbon at the top secured in my stitching, and it looks like it is. So we'll go back to the mat for trimming. Now we're going to trim our project, and you want a good sharp pair of scissors for this. And the only thing we need to be really careful of is when we get up here, we can't just cut across or we'll cut this loop off. So we're going to have to cut our top piece and then our bottom piece. So I'm going to start down here at the bottom and work up. And I'm going to leave about 1/8 of an inch out. And this will fray over time, but that just adds to the character of it. And I'm just going to follow that stitching line and just stay about 1/8 of an inch away from that stitching. And then when I get right up here to the top, I'm going to separate. I'm going to tuck that underneath so it's out of the way, and I'm going to cut my top fabric all the way across. And then I'm going to flip it over and tuck it again underneath so I know it's out of the way, and I'm going to start over here at this edge and cut back to the other side. This is the trickiest part of the whole project. So now my loop is at the top and I haven't cut it off. So then I'm just going to come down the side here. And trim that away. Now, at this point, you have the option to leave this just stitched and not open, or on my original one, I opened it up. And I kind of like it open, but that's just a personal preference. So to get inside there, it's really skinny on this particular font. I'm going to fold it and I'm going to snip it right here in the middle. And I just want to make sure that I'm stitching in between I'm clipping in between my stitching lines. And then this one, I'm going to cut just a little closer so that I've got more space for that open area. And this is where you really need the good, sharp, pointy scissors. And just go slowly so you don't cut your stitching. And you may want to pick a font that isn't quite so skinny on the inside edges. And on the center, I'm going to flip it over so I can get it clipped really well. And our keychain is complete. Well, I thought we were complete, but I forgot. You can add the keychain right here at the top. And mine are just the circle ones. You can buy them at most craft stores and on Amazon, I'm sure. Now, our project is complete. I hope you liked today's project, the Monogram Keychain. And remember, if you'd like to support our channel, we have a Patreon page and I have an Etsy shop with lots of sewing kits and other products. So, see you in the next one.